Hi there, today we're doing a comparison of the Panasonic GH4 and the Logitech C920 USB webcam. I just came off a night of shooting and I get the question a lot of what kind of equipment is working well for me, and I wanted to share with you so you can get a side-by-side comparison, because I usually recommend most people starting out they get the Logitech C920 USB webcam, which in my opinion is the best USB webcam you can get. And both these cameras are recording right now at 1080p. And of course, this is February of 2015. So technology changes quickly. You never know. But today, these are the best cameras that you can get, in my opinion, for web streaming. The Logitech C920, of course, is a USB cam. This camera right now is set at the default settings to auto white balance and auto adjust. I do have it zoomed in a little bit, so you might have a little bit of noise. I'm going to go ahead and set it to the default. This is exactly what you'd get when you plug it in. You'd see me in a little further back there. It has a much wider view angle, wider than the GH4, which is I'm using with this camera, the 20mm Lumix 1.7 pancake lens. I'm also, for audio, I'm using the Rode NT3, and of course the setup is just like this. I've got a camera, this is the GH3, but you're looking at me now through the GH4, and I've got a Logitech C920 exactly like this mounted in the hot shoe above it. So you're looking at me through two cameras that are set at the exact same distance, and you can have a side-by-side comparison here. So just to show you a little bit of close-up, here's the GH4 up close, full frame, 1080p, and then here's the Logitech C920 webcam, full frame, 1080p. So there's a comparison there, and you can see the detail is quite significant. And my lighting isn't necessarily adjusted for the GH4. I didn't really even adjust it for the Logitech C920 either. Now I have a little ring light that is powered by USB. It's a daylight balance light that sits above my monitor up on the top, and that's what's lighting my face. I have a few accent lights in the background. I think I have some recessed can lights in the back that are lit up as well. Just some standard, I think they're all daylight balance lights. So here we go. There's the Logitech C920, the GH4, and of course there's this side-by-side comparison. Now what I want to also show you is that you can do some fine-tuning with the Logitech C920. Now my GH4 is set to auto white balance. I think the ISO is set maybe at 400 right now, and it's running a 22mm pancake lens, or a 20mm pancake lens that's going through HDMI into my PC through a Blackmagic Intensity Pro internal card, and that of course is being captured. This recording is being recaptured to the hard drive through Open Broadcaster software, which is a free software. You can find that on Google if you'll just search for it. And it gives you the ability to set hotkeys and switch. As you can see, I'm just pressing keys and it's switching back and forth. So we have the Logitech C920. Here's a comparison of that to the GH4, and then side by side. Now I also have another hotkey here, and I've got this setup already ready to go here for the fine-tuning the settings of the webcam. And if you look here, you'll see that I can do some fine-tuning here. I can just adjust the exposure, bring that up or down. I can adjust the brightness as well, however I like. And you can see the Logitech's a little grainy. I can also zoom in. Now to show you, there's a little zoom in button up here. I can see this is going up and down, this little button. So you're zooming in. There we go. And I have the right light. I can adjust that so that it's manually adjusting. Now white balance can go all the way over to yellow, and then of course down to the greens. Somewhere in the middle is going to be typically your hotspot. Now what you probably want to do is set it to auto white balance, but it depends on your lighting. What I've found is that when it's a low light situation and you have different types of light, sometimes it has a hard time adjusting, and it'll adjust on you as you get closer or further from the camera, and it'll do manual adjusting there. I'm going to go ahead and put this back so it's not as grainy for you. And keep in mind, when you do zoom in, you'll have more noise because this is a digital zoom. It's not a physical lens that's zooming in. It's actually a digital zoom. And then I have here, I can adjust the color intensity and also the contrast. And let's just restore defaults. So there's the default, and to give you a comparison side by side. So everything's set to default on the Logitech, even the zoom. There's the difference here, just for your comparisons. All right, so hopefully that was helpful for you. And once again, this is the Logitech C920, and let's do this here. So you've got the Logitech C920 sitting on top of a GH4 going into the PC through USB. Now, if you on these cameras here, if you're thinking about getting one of these, they're really great because of multiple reasons. Not only the quality, but also you have a mic input, you have a HDMI out, so you can go out into your capture cards. You can capture it with the Logitech or the Blackmagic Intensity Pro, or say like a Elgato game capture card, or there's other devices out there that you can have to capture HDMI footage. I've got the camera set to auto focus, and then we have the Logitech C920, which of course is a USB 2.0 camera, and in my opinion, this is February 2015, that's probably the best webcam that you can get. It does a really good job for Skype or Google Hangouts or anything else. Now, just to let you know, you can use the Panasonic GH4 with Google Hangouts as well for Hangouts on Air or YouTube live streaming. I use it with the Blackmagic Intensity Pro card, and it does pick it up. The Google Hangouts will see that, and you'll be able to utilize it, and it does a great job. All right, so there's your side-by-side comparison. Let me know what you're using, and go ahead and share this if you find this useful. Maybe it'll help out someone else as well. And if you've got some input or some experiences that you've had with the cameras you're using, what you like, and some of the settings you use, go ahead and post it below and let me know about it. So happy broadcasting, and don't get too wrapped up in the hardware. The bottom line is just get started. Get out there and start broadcasting and sharing. Now, the other thing is real important is audio. Make sure, I've even heard it said that you could have terrible lighting, terrible cameras, but if your audio is really bad, it just makes it real bad. If you have great audio, it makes it broadcast quality almost by default. So happy broadcasting, and talk to you soon. Make it a great day.